Some of you have difficulties to find AWS resources for their hands-on learning journey. In this video, we're going to look at the top resources that you can leverage in order to make your hands dirty. Welcome to Remy Learning. Some of you are just beginning their AWS journey and they're starting to learn new services around AWS. So why not just starting from the Getting Started guide? You will learn a lot because you're going to have simple tutorials that you can follow, a step-by-step process in order to know more about services around compute, containers, storage, and many more. If you go to this page, you will see that there is lots of resources available and you can filter by Getting Started, hands-on lab, tutorial, and also based on the different categories that you have. So it's always good if you want to make your hands dirty to start with this page because you have a simple tutorial that you can follow step by step in order to start inside of these AWS resources. Second resource that you can leverage, AWS well-architected labs. Maybe some of you are already familiar with the well-architected framework. You know this framework where you have design principle, also best practices that you can follow in order to build your application following state-of-the-art. The idea here is leveraging the labs related to the framework. So for each of the 6 pillars of the well-architected framework, you will find specific labs. So you have labs on operational excellence, security, performance, reliability, cost optimizations, and the last one, sustainability. A little note related to the well-architected labs and more globally for AWS resources. In fact, there is a leveling guideline, so from 100 to 400. So when you have resources that are 100, it means it's for beginner, no prerequisites. 200, 300 is more intermediate, and 400 will be more for the advanced labs. So if you want to practice, have something like more complex than just Getting Started guide, you can go to the well-architected labs in order to associate your learning with best practices. Next resource that you can leverage, AWS Workshops. What about having a list of workshops already curated by solution architects from AWS? So you can go to AWS Workshops in order to have those hands-on events that design for teach you and introduce you the practical skills. So the idea is to solve business problems around, in fact, AI, ML, developing, architecting, and many more. So another resource that you can leverage, and with same leveling guidelines as the previous one, 100 to 400. Next resource, Serverless Land. And on this one, be careful, you're going to spend a lot of time because there is lots of useful resources inside of it. It's not only for practical knowledge, you have access to blog posts, videos, links, and other resources in order to focus on AWS serverless services. Services like Amazon Event Bridge, AWS Step Functions, AWS Lambda, and many more. Inside of Serverless Land, you have access to serverless repos collections. The idea here is to have examples of code that you can reuse in order to build your serverless applications. So when you're starting your learning journey inside of serverless architecture and serverless services, you can go to Serverless Land in order to use those code repos. Next resource is AWS Solutions Library. What about having some solutions at hand that we can use, we can modify, and then deploy them? We can use, in fact, AWS Solutions Library when we want to have those CloudFormation templates already built for us that we can modify. You have all of the information, the documentation that you need to implement those resources. It can go from simple 3-tier architecture to a more complex how to implement video on demand on AWS, how about chatbot on AWS, and other kind of services. You will have access to the implementation guide that gives you all of the information that you need in order to deploy the solutions. For example, it gives you information related to the estimation of the cost, what are the services that you're going to use, a step-by-step process that you can leverage in order to deploy the solutions. You have access also to the architecture overview in order to know what you're going to deploy also. Remember, you have access also to the CloudFormation templates in order for you to be able to deploy as is, in fact, the solution, but also to make some modifications. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It gives me lots of energy to know there is more and more subscribers to my YouTube channel, also more motivation to add more content and more videos. Hope you enjoyed this content. I'm Rim Sana and welcome to Remy Learning.